guys, DMO73 here, bringing you the deck profile for the Blue-Black Dark Alice. Sorry about the delay this past weekend. I was playing in the Indiana State Championships. I actually ended up winning that, so I'm pretty excited about that. But I actually got the final match recorded for you. So top 2, I got that recorded for the feature match for this week. So look out for that. It's going to be really awesome. So that's why the delay was here, but I'm here to bring you the Dark Alice profile today. So obviously the ruler is Dark Alice. Before I get into that, a huge thanks to my buddy Anthony for letting me borrow this list, a fellow member of Team Ogre. Probably my favorite version of Dark Alice that I've played so far. A very, very different take on it. Very, very fun. Very, very effective. So I think you'll enjoy it too. So Dark Alice, she can pay a black to remove target card in your opponent's graveyard from the game, and then pay 0. You can only use this ability to do Judgment if she has removed 3 or more cards from your opponent's graveyard with her ability. Then she flips over. Dark Alice, Maiden of Slaughter. She's a 9/9 Shadow/Night. She has target attack. When she enters the field, when her effect resolves, you declare a number, blow up every Resonator on the board that has that same level, and her God's Art for 2 black is Walpurgis Night. You give your opponent's side of the board a permanent -2/-2, and get to pull out a Schrodinger from your deck. So very, very effective way of controlling the board, re-establishing after you kind of play your slow game at the beginning, and forcing your opponent to be at a permanent disadvantage for the rest of the game. Moving into the stone lineup, it is a black-blue list, so we run 4 Dark Depths, a Pure Stone just for pumping up and getting what we need, a Moonshade, and 4 Darkness Stones. And then moving into the Resonator lineup, it's not a very Resonator-heavy deck, but I think it still does what it needs to do. 4 Cheshire Cat, the Grinning Remnant, for draw power and for some chump blocking in the beginning of the game, since it is kind of a slower deck. 3 Heras, the Goddess of Jealousy, to establish some board presence, more draw power, and to be able to deal with Regalia on the opponent's side of the board. The Vampire package of 3 Lora and 2 Carmilla. Presence on board, being able to thin your deck a little bit by searching for other Loras or your Carmilla as a kill spell. Very, very good. I think Carmilla is still a very effective card even in this meta. You just gotta find a way to get her, so you gotta run more of a package. And then 3 Mephistopheles is kind of the big heavy hitter to tag team with Dark Alice. Sitting on Dark Alice pumped up with Mephistopheles with a Walpurgis Night, God's Art already performed. Feels very, very comfortable, very, very secure, and it's very hard for your opponent to deal with. The Regalia, we run 2 Schrodinger. If we draw 1, it's not the end of the world because we can play it, but we would hate to only have 1, draw it, and then it makes our God's Art infinitely less effective. So we like to have 2 so that we always have 1 to be able to keep in the deck for Walpurgis, even if we draw into the other one. It can produce Will of any color by tapping, which is awesome. And then if there are 5 or more cards in your opponent's removed from game area, your J-Ruler gets 5/5, plus 5/5, and then as long as there are 10 or more cards in your opponent's removed area, your Ruler gets Swiftness and Target Attack. You really never get to that point of having the Swiftness and Target Attack, but if you have 5 cards removed and you have both Schrodingers on board, then your Dark Alice is going to be a 19/19, getting a +5/+5 from each side. Really, really awesome. Then, to make up for the fact that we're not getting those 10 cards, we play 4 Laevateins. Dark Alice already has target attack, so we don't really need to worry about a Regalia that does that. And then 3 Scythe to prevent any imperishable gating from our opponent. We want to be able to punish them pretty hard, pump up Dark Alice if we need to, and kill those J-Rulers. So that's what the Deathscythe is all about. Moving into the spells. For being on the draw, or being on the play, definitely like Scorn and Dark Alice to be able to look at your opponent's hand and disrupt what their next turn is. However, Soulhunt is also very, very effective. We run 4 of that. Being on the draw with Soulhunt, being able to drop, say, a Deathscythe for later, kill their 1-drop and get them down to another card, so potentially they're at 3 cards in their hand going into their turn 2. Very, very awesome, and getting a threat off the board is also very, very effective. 3 Unseen Pressure. This card becomes very, very good once we hit with a the God's Art. Not only that, but it is just a cheap 1-drop removal to kill those tiny things at the beginning, so you can start fueling your Dark Alice a little bit faster. Stoning to Death for some raw destruction. This deck really doesn't like to do damage because, you know, damage can be negated and other things like that, so we go for in favor of just raw destruction with Stoning to Deaths. And then 3 Barriers of Shadows in the main board to stop any Regalia decks in their tracks early on. Especially this works really well against Reflect. You know, if you can drop a couple of Barriers of Shadows very early and they've got all those orbs, suddenly they're very slowed down and they've kind of wasted some cards because of the fact that they've usually filtered for those orbs or kept the orbs over to other things. So it can be very, very good. All in all, this is probably, like I said, one of my favorite Dark Alice lists that I've seen. I think it has a lot of potential. The sideboard is definitely something that, with this list, with the proper testing and sideboarding, I would definitely consider taking this event, do an event. I think it has a lot of potential. But let me know what you guys think in the comment sections down below. Like and subscribe as always. And again, this is DMO73 signing off.